Should cell phones be banned in school? It's March 20th, 2025, and these are your headlines. Well, Texas lawmakers are considering legislation to restrict students' use of smartphones at school. House Bill 1481 by freshman Representative Caroline Fairley would require public school districts to adopt policies prohibiting students from using cell phones during instructional time. The majority of House members support the proposed law. The bill's list of co-authors has topped 75, including more than 20 Democrats. Fairley explained the measure to members of the House Public Education Committee during a hearing this week, saying the goal is for phones to be up and away so students can focus. She said restricting student cell phone access will also help with classroom management, noting that 72% of U.S. teachers report that phones being out is a barrier to their teaching success. Fairley emphasized that school districts will maintain local control to decide specific rules and determine punishment for students who violate the no-phone policies. Advocates say the move removes a major source of distraction in the classroom, while opponents say it interferes with the parents' right to monitor their children. So what do you think? Should phones be banned in schools? Let us know. Now, the Texas Senate stayed late last night, passing a slew of priorities, banning China Land, banning drag queen story hours, taking explicit material out of libraries, you name it. They passed a lot of priorities. And there was one priority, however, that's been a little bit weakened. I'm talking about taxpayer-funded lobbying. Last night, the Texas Senate approved a ban on taxpayer-funded lobbying, but not before Democrats and a handful of Republicans weakened the legislation. I'll explain. Senate Bill 19, filed by Senator Mace Middleton, prohibits political subdivisions from using public funds to hire registered lobbyists. Now, banning taxpayer-funded lobbying is a legislative priority of the Republican Party of Texas and has broad support among Texans. Recent polling shows over 80% of voters oppose the practice. Opponents say that taxpayer-funded lobbyists are often sent to argue for positions at odds with the citizens paying their salaries. Originally, SB 19 also barred nonprofit organizations representing cities, counties, and school districts from employing lobbyists. However, an amendment by Senator Robert Nichols removed that restriction, allowing groups like the Texas Association of School Boards, Texas Municipal League, and Texas Association of Counties to continue hiring full-time lobbyists with public funds. Now, despite Senator Middleton's opposition, 7 Republicans, that was Donna Campbell, Kelly Hancock, Joan Huffman, Lois Kolkhorst, Charles Perry, Charles Schwartner, and Nichols, joined Democrats in approving the amendment. Now, with that change adopted, Nichols voted for the final bill, which passed along party lines 20-11. The legislation now moves to the Texas House, where similar efforts have historically faced resistance. While the Senate has passed taxpayer-funded lobbying bans multiple times, the last attempt to reach the House floor in 2019 was voted down. And interestingly enough, Middleton, who was a member of the House at the time, carried the legislation then.
What are the important things out there in Texas politics and Texas news that matter to you, and what can you do about it? That's what we want to bring you with the Luke Macias Show on a weekly basis for 20 to 30 minutes. That way you can get the information and go do something for the rest of your week. I look forward to coming to you every Wednesday.
A new report shows the University of Texas at Austin School of Education is riddled with critical race theory and other left-wing ideologies. Last year, a state law took effect requiring universities to dismantle their diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI offices, and eliminate discriminatory hiring and training programs. However, it doesn't apply to instruction. Well, nonprofit research organization Deep Audit analyzed 450 UT education syllabi using a machine learning algorithm and identified courses with the highest concentration of CRT and DEI material. 7 of the 10 courses ranked most ideologically driven fall under the university's curriculum and instruction department. Well, Deep Audit's algorithm scanned for courses that emphasize equity, diversity, social justice, critical pedagogy, critical consciousness, identitarian political activism. Foundations of United States Schooling, the UT course that contained the most left-wing bias, is required for education majors. It touches on the, quote, development of public schooling in the United States in the context of processes of settler colonialism, racial capitalism, and contests over the meaning of democracy. Now, while lawmakers have banned DEI in hiring and training, same rules have not yet been applied to instruction. New legislation has been filed to further extend the ban on DEI in higher education. For more of today's stories, go to TexasScorecard.com.